Hello, Miraj Daris, kama kawaida. We had taken a break, and so now we are back with lots and lots of stories. And what we are going to do is we are going to start from the most recent, moving to the stories of the past, for the past, as you wish. So, without wasting a lot of your time, this is a very long story. We are going to cut it into bits. Let's see how we are going to work within the time that we have. So, this is January 27th. 27th of January 2025 was on a Monday. Yeah, that was on a Monday. I am at work. It's around 3:50 p.m. It rained heavily. So what had happened is that particular morning, I drove to work. I picked one of my colleagues that we used to, hike a ride every time. So I'm here in the office. It's raining so much. For her, she used to ensure that she gets home early because of the responsibilities that she had. And so this particular day, she's like, by the way, now it's 4, getting to quarter past 4. And she's like, yeah, I think it's time for us to be able to now get or chuck the office and head home, because again, it was raining, and usually, as many of you may know, when it rains in Nairobi, it becomes crazy with the traffic. So I tell her, you know what? Just before we leave, give me a few minutes. I need to use the washrooms, and then we come and we leave. And she's like, yeah, of course, sure enough. So I get to the washroom. I do my business, kama kawaida. And I'm like, oof, yeah, done. And so go back to office. And then now I am packing my stuff and to just be able to now, close, get my bag, and we chuck. And then I start feeling some pain. So, I start feeling some pain at the back, the lower back, on my right side, just close to the rib cage actually, but at the back, and the uncomfortable pain. And I'm like, okay, now I'm stretching a bit and I'm trying to get myself comfortable. The pain is increasing, and so I stretch a bit, still increasing. And then I decide to stand, and the way you usually stand, and you're like, okay, try to shed off the pain, but the pain is still there. At this particular point, my colleague is wondering, because we used to share an office with her, just sitting right opposite me. She's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, well, no, I'm feeling some pain, and I'm wondering, is it because of the sitting for long or something? And she was finishing on something, so she's like, well, maybe. So I decide, okay, as I wait for her, let me just pace around the office to try and see whether I can shed off the pain. So I pace around the office, but as I'm pacing around the office, the pain is increasing, and I'm like, okay, what could be happening here? So the pain is increasing, and then now I'm feeling well. I'm wondering what could be the case, but at this particular point, I'm brushing it off. Normal pain, maybe sitting for long, or maybe I might have hurt myself or something. So I just keep, moving around a bit, and then come back to the office, and she's asking me, okay, how is the pain? I mean, are you okay? I'm like, no, the pain is getting worse. At this particular point is like, the way you usually turn up the volume knob. When you turn up the volume knob all the way up, and you're increasing the volume. Exactly, that is what was happening. So this was like a pain knob that was being turned up, second by second, and it was becoming painful and painful and painful. So I ask her whether she has any painkillers. She says no, but I can check downstairs and see whether we have from our, from where we keep from our first aid box. I was like, yeah, please do. She goes down, checks a bit, asks the other colleagues, and like, no, unfortunately, we ran out of painkillers. I think the last one you used was a day before something. And then she comes up and says, no, we do not have. So the pain is increasing. And I'm like, well, let me try and check on my bag or in my bag to see whether I have painkillers. I check, frisk a bit here and there. I get some tabs. The pain is increasing. I just pushed them to her and asked her, please check if these are painkillers. She checked, and then she told me, yeah, I think because they have some paracetamol. I'm like, yeah, they are painkillers. Please give me. She got me water. Quickly, I swallowed 2. I was almost swallowing 4 to get instant relief. Yeah, but I swallowed 2. And I was like hoping, that then the pain will subside. The pain was getting worse. The volume knob, the pain knob was being turned up seriously fast and to the highest volume, to the highest pain level. So I try and pace around again. Nothing is happening. I decide, well, maybe I need to get somewhere and put myself flat, either on my belly or on my back. So I try check around, pace around. Well, it was raining so heavily, I couldn't go to the camp. So I decided, you know what, let me try and check my boss's office. By then, that day, my boss was not in. So I just went into his office and looked around. I was like, well, maybe the table could do. So I just pushed his things a bit and I laid on the table on my belly, trying to see if putting myself in that position would help ease or ease the pain. Nothing was happening. 1 minute, 2 minutes, it was becoming too much. I decided, no, it can't work. I'd rather pace around. So moved pace again around and went into my other colleague's office. My colleague's office was directly opposite our office. So walked in there and I'm looking at this lady and she's asking me, hey, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. What's happening? I'm feeling a lot of pain on my back. Which part of your back? And then I'm telling her this side, and then she's trying to examine me. Where she comes from, they have this way of examining people and treating people also, So she checks and asks me, is it on the surface or is it internal? I'm like, no, it's internal. It's not out of injury. I can feel it's internal. So, well, she checks, and by then I think she thought it was a joke or something. So checked a bit, and then she's like, "Yeah, no, I don't know what the problem is, because this was on my right side. I think I remember she said if it was on your left hand, it could have been maybe an appendix, something. I'm like, no, it's on my right side. She was like, okay, now I don't know what the problem is. The pain is getting worse. I decide, well, let me try and move around. So walked back to my office. My colleague is there and wondering, okay, now I think, someone can clearly show or can clearly tell you are in pain. I'm like, yes, I'm in so much pain. So we decide, well, let us try and see what we need to do, because I tell them, by the way, I think I need to get to hospital like now. I think this thing is worsening. So the other colleague from the other office comes. The rain is still pounding heavily and dramatically, if there's something like that. So my other colleague walks in, and then now she's like, yeah, by the way, we need to take you to hospital. And that particular point we are brainstorming. Now, our office, the organization I was working for, the offices are located somewhere around Kenyatta Market. And so we decided, yes, we have an option of, getting to Ngong Road just immediately or close to that. On the opposite side, there's a hospital. But as we are deciding to go there, one of us advises that, well, I don't think that particular hospital can handle emergency. So what alternative do we have? Let's go to another hospital, figure it out. Yeah, it could have a branch in Prestige Plaza or Prestige Mall. So we decide, let's do that. So I tell them, yeah, by the way, let's go. The rain is still, it's still raining. It is still raining. So I go down stairs, and then I'm waiting at the reception, and I'm trying to pace up and down. Someone can clearly tell I'm in pain. The pain, the severity of the pain is increasing every time. And so as I'm there uncomfortable, and that, one of my other colleagues from the finance department walks, towards this side and asks, hey, man, kwani ni nini? I'm like, Maze, I am in so much pain. And then he asks, where are you feeling pain? I'm like, this side. And then he says something jokingly, by the way, that could be such and such a thing. I'm like, really? That could be such and such a thing. I'm like, okay, fine. I need to get to hospital and know what the problem is. So quick, fast. My other colleagues come down. They're two ladies now. Even the other one was trying to examine me, check me as a lady. My other colleague I share the office with, who's also my neighbor at home, is a female colleague. So they get down. The rain started subsiding, reducing the intensity of the rain. So we get into the car. I'm not able to drive, definitely. So one of them offers to drive. The other one sits on the co-driver. I tell them, please let me sit at the back so that I can try and see how to manage the pain. So sit at the back. I'm trying to sit. It is painful. I'm trying to stretch. It is painful. I'm trying to lie down. It is painful. At this particular point, it was excruciating pain. I've never felt such pain before, by the way. I mean, this is pain that I can't wish it even on my worst enemy. No, no one deserves to go through that kind of pain. I think, I mean, even as a man, I mean, I've gone through so many, painful, experiences before, but this was just, pain that would easily win an award, state of the art commendation, that kind of pain. So quickly, we set going, and my colleague, is a fast driver, quickly navigates, Mshai Drive, and then we find ourselves on, on Ngong Road. So as we go to Ngong Road, the roads were clear. I was like, God, I mean, I'm your son. You know what I'm going through. I need to get to a hospital. So we quickly drive. She quickly drives, towards Prestige Plaza. But as we get past the Luton Hospital, and just near the Uchumi building, I guess, because there's this building with Uchumi, whatever, signpost, up to that, we get traffic jam. And as we get there, as we get into traffic jam, now there are cars behind us, nganya, those zile nganya zile, they're overlapping, shoulder overlapping, and then all of them are trying to get in front of us. Now it is chaotic. We stay there for 3 minutes, and I feel like, well, I think the heaven is calling me. The heavens are calling me or something. Pain that I've never experienced before. I tell at this particular point, I'm really like, they could hear me gasping. Like, those pains that sometimes are easily mistaken for other things. Okay, good. So now, we alight, and I tell her, by the way, let us alight, let us leave my other colleague to be able to, navigate the jam. I think walk, or no, the intention was not to walk, actually. We said, let us alight so that we can grab a bike and go ahead, and then my colleague can come navigate the jam. So yes, my neighbor decides, yeah, sure, let us alight. As we alight, it was now drizzling. We alight, and we are trying to stop or to, wave down bikes. The bikes are, the border borders are all occupied. They have occupants, so they have passengers because it was raining, and I think so many people are opting to use the bikes and all that. So no bike is stopping. The pain is too much, but I need to make it to Prestige Plaza, so that I can get to hospital. We decide, you know what, let us keep moving. And my colleague advises, by the way, let us try and walk so that we see how that goes. So we walk. I'm really struggling. Anyone can actually see that I'm struggling to walk because my hand is stuck on my back of my right hand. And then, we are trying to move. She's trying to wave bikes to stop. No bike is stopping. It is drizzling. Everyone is rushing. There are a lot of water. Sometimes we are finding ourselves into the water puddles, and we are wobbling across like ducks, get to press the junction, cross over to the other side without taking so much attention of the traffic. And I'm just waving cars like, hey, I'm about to die. You guys wait for me to go. So we make it across, wobble onto some other pool of water, get into Prestige. In Prestige, now, remember, as I am walking, it's like every time I step, like there's an adjustment. Like the way you adjust a screw, or you screw up something. Like I'm trying to walk, and then like the pain is saying, okay, fine, you're trying to, joke with us, so making it worse. So I get into the mall. We are trying to find our, the entry. Of course, we find it. We get into the mall. Now we are trying to find where the hospital is, the easiest route to the hospital. We ask some security there. They tell us, yes, you can take the lift. Go, I think, first or second floor, and then turn BCD. You'll find it. We get into the lift, and I was feeling like the lift was not moving. But fast, we get to the first or second floor. The lift door open up, and we alight. At this particular point, the pain is too much. I can't even step. Every time I'm stepping, I'm feeling like there's a part that is being, ripped off inside. And so my colleague notices that I'm struggling. She can't help me because she was a bit, she was a bit petite. So she opts, let me go ahead and find the hospital and ask for help. At this particular point, I struggle, and then I find a rail, and I put my head on the rail like this because the pain was so much. I think just a few seconds, I'm like, no, I can't. I need to move. I try moving, and I'm struggling. I can't move. One of the men around, I think just some customer, was just moving, and he's like, hey man, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. What is it? I'm like, I need to get to the hospital. Where is it? He points to the direction and says, come, I help you. He comes, offers me his shoulder. I put my hand on his shoulder, and then he holds me, and now he's helping me step by step. The pain was too much. My colleague had made it to the hospital, so she managed to get the hospital staff to be able to, chomoka with the wheelchair. So I saw them running towards me with the wheelchair, and I was like, thank you so much. Finally, help is here. So they quickly ran towards me, stopped right in front of me. I think I'd made around 4 or 5 steps, struggling, and then I was put on the wheelchair, and I felt like this was some kind of relief. And then they quickly wheeled me in, straight past the registration desk, straight into emergency. I was put there. As I got to the emergency, there were 2 lady doctors who were waiting for me. I was put on bed. They quickly, drew the curtains, and I was there with them. And so the question was, what's wrong? What's happening? I was like, I just pointed. So at this particular point, I'm there with 2 ladies, and the question is, what is happening? And I just pointed and told them, I am feeling a lot of pain on this side of mine. I'm gasping. They loosen my clothes. They're trying to examine. And then quickly, I think they converse among themselves. And then, they get some blood sample, and then they put some catheter on me, and then now they, connect the drippers for the intravenous blood, and then, they start actually infusing some medicine into me. So about a pint of it, I'm facing on one side. Actually, I'm lying on my left side pretty much. So one pint of the dawa runs through to completion, and then they ask me, how are you feeling? Like those are like around 2 or 3 minutes later, or 5 minutes later. How much is the pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, I tell them 9.9. They're like, ooh, okay, this is serious. They converse again, and they decided they're going to add some medicine. They come and they connect another pant, and now through the same process, and they make it, of course, run fast. I think they could see I was in so much pain. So as this particular pant is running through, I feel like peeing. Now, even as I was coming in, the pain also was with the peeing urge. But as the pain was increasing, I was feeling the peeing urge even more. So I just found myself saying, I need to pee. And so the 2 lady doctors were there, like, can we help you? I was like, yes, you can help me. Okay. And then they're like, no, they want to help me, unzip. And I was like, whoa. Let me tell you, even when a man is in so much pain, there are things that I think he can't compromise on. Anyway, so they were like, okay, fine. Now what can we do? Like, okay, I don't even know. So I didn't even pass any urine. I couldn't even urinate. Like I couldn't. But as the medicine ran through, and the pant was over, 2-3 minutes asking me, so how are you feeling now? I think I need to take some water. Yeah. So they're asking me, so how are you feeling now? On the scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? I'm like 10. Like now it's 10. They're like, okay, now this is serious. So we need to get you an ambulance to be able to get you to transfer you to the main hospital, because you need to get there urgently, and you need to be attended to there. I was like, yes, please do. So one of them rushes out, and now they've gotten my colleague. Then they're conversing about the insurance and all that. When we were coming in, my colleague had informed my wife, because I was like, by the way, here is my wife's phone. Talk to her just in case I don't make it. Tell her I love her. Okay. So she called wife and told wife, of course, panicked, and the family members and all that. But of course, they were conversing. This particular point was not talking. So they went to, do all the arrangements. And then, of course, as I came in, they also took my vitals, temperature, pressure, blood sample. They checked, the blood sugar and all that. So now all my vitals were okay. Nothing was wrong. But the pain was too much. So just as they were, rushing and all that, one of them, of course, remained with me. And I think 5 minutes Like about 5 minutes later, after the second pant had gone through into me, you remember that knob that had been turned all the way up? Now that knob slowly began, being turned now, down. So the pen knob was now being turned down, and started feeling a bit of relief. I was like, oh, really? I mean, am I feeling actually relief? Like, is this me feeling relief? So gradually I actually felt relief, like the knob had been turned all the way down, and all of a sudden I was like feeling like, ooh, I think I am back to life. And of course the doctor looked at me and noticed that, yeah, I was actually feeling better. And then now the other one now came, and she asked me, so on the scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? I was like, I think around 1 or 2. And I could even sit. She told me, can you sit? One of them, I was like, yes, I can sit. Please sit. I sat. And then they were like, okay. I could see they also were like so relieved. And they were like, okay, so tell us what happened. What is happening? I told them, well, I do not know. You are the one to tell me what is happening. I mean, but I narrated to them exactly what happened from where I was to getting there. And then I think there was a reply that they were checking on the computer or something. They had received a reply from the insurance, and the insurance said, well, because this guy's vitals are all okay, we are not able to approve an ambulance for him for transfer. So yeah, you'll need to, he needs to find his means to the nearest hospital or where you are referring him to. The bad news was dropped on me right on my laps. I was like, okay, no worries, at least I feel better. So I feel better. So I'm okay. If that was the news were to come when I was in excruciating pain, I don't even know I don't even know whether I would have had the news anyway. But anyway, so my colleagues hear me conversing and they come in, they're like, oh, wait, this guy is back to life. Wait. They're like, yeah, by the way, I'm back to life. Like I can even smile. So quick fast, they prepared the transfer documents, and then on the transfer documents, they put a red sticker and indicated urgent, either urgent or emergency. I need to check. Yeah, I need to check one of them to see which one it was, either urgent or emergent in a red sticker. And then they put it on top of the documents and said, yeah, so these are the documents you are going. We have already called the main hospital. You need to get there and then undergo all the necessary checks to be able to know exactly what is happening. Now, one of the colleagues who had come with me comes from around there. So for her, then it was more like, well, now that this guy feels better, I think for me, I will, remain behind. So I was left with one of my jirani. You remember? Yes. So now it was us figuring out how we are going to get to the main hospital so that I can be able to, have some tests run on me and be able to know what exactly was ailing me. So we were handed our documents, clearly indicated urgent, emergency, in a red sticker, and told, here you are, you can get to the other side and, be able to have the test run. Let me stop there so that then in the next part, I will tell you how we moved to the main hospital and exactly what happened in the next part. Don't miss out.